Hello there, everybody. It's been a while since I've done this, so tonight I'm going to read you 2 chapters from the Havamel. But it's not just that show tonight. For the main subject of tonight's show is by the stroke of midnight, which is in, well, about, what? It's in about 30, if I'm thinking this correct, 37, 1 hour and 37 minutes here at Anglo-Land. Across the border, it's what is known as Gēola, known to the Danes as Yule, the moon of Yule, modernly known as Yule, and in modern English, the Old English translates that before Yule, the time of Yule. Now, there's 2 parts to Yule in Anglo-Saxon, and the second part of it goes on in January. And that's actually believed when the wild hunt is said to take place. Now, in Dane lore, or it might have just got lost in transcripts throughout the ages, modern heathens, pagans, whatever, believe that Yule and the wild hunt actually happens in December, and that's your path. If you believe that, that's fine. This is a very exciting time for many people, excuse my Tourette's, because this time for Anglo-Saxon heathens, there are 2 dedicated festivals in our Yule before Yule, the time in December. The first one is called Mother's Night, that translates in Old English to More Than It. And here we thank the mother goddesses who comfort us in these winter times. It's also a time of respecting your mother, or the mother figure that you have, or female entity that looks after and respects you this time of year and comforts you and helps supports you. For me, of course, that is my wonderful mum, who makes it all happen every year for me, as well as I guess you could say my nan as well. My dad's mother, she always puts on a fine feast. But yes, so Saturday, weather pending, there will be a kindblot. It may be candlelight, it may be fire, weather pending. If it's candlelight, it'll be in the hall, in our hall, in the garden. And if it's dry like it has been, it will be in the garden with a fire. And it's quite a long reading, because my kindblot, I'm going to do our Yule as well as More Than It. And then the Klingers Half group blots, songs that we sing will be recorded, and poems we always record of Ian, Wolfman Ian will be recorded, but our halfsman blots at Klingers Half will also be focused on Ariel, Ariella, which is more focused on Sunna, the descent of Sunna being lowest and returning to riding past Midgard, as well as Lord Mona, the moon of Yule. So we dedicate to Sunna and Mona, and I've got a reading for that in my kindblot as well, which you will hear on Saturday, which will be really, really good. So yes, that'll be good, and I'll be recording the kindblot as I always do. And of course, I'll be adding Ariella into my More Than It blot as well. So what do we honour? Why is it most likely we honour the mother goddesses more than it? The aspect of a mother, especially Frigg. Frigg is a very heavily worshipped mother at Yule, because she's a half mother goddess, and we all ask for warm hearths, fires at Yule, and also the flame in general. And Frigg is probably the head mother figure of this time. We also see her to be frail in her youth form, or known to the Norse as Freya, although the Danes see Frigg and Freya to be separate. We see them as the same entity deity, but Freya is Frigg's youth form, and obviously Odd, Freya's husband that she loses, is Woden, and that most likely happens, I believe, after the incident with. Excuse me, I've had a bit of anxiety lately. I do excuse me for that, but I hope nobody heard that. We do have the where with the dweorgs, the dwarfs, where she slept with him for the necklace, this angered Odd, as he would have been known then, at Woden. And we all know the story of that, who followed the path. If not, I will do a separate, let me know, and I will do a separate show explaining that story, if you wish to know. Actually, I've changed my mind. I'm not going to do Have Him Out tonight, but I wanted to come on and do a bit of a festive Yule talk of what's going to be going on for the Yule festival, and just in my life in general, because I haven't been on for a while and I sort of feel bad. I've recently got a new job and I've had to set up and stuff for that, and adapt to that, and I absolutely love my new job. It's still hospitality, but the lady that took me on is the wife of a good friend of mine that I used to work with, and they've been absolutely fantastic, and Stonegate and obviously my current management are fantastic. The team are fantastic. Even the locals and the people that come in to dine are fantastic. It's very relaxed. It's not rushed like where I was before. It's very, very nice, and it's in a village. It's in a village called Tamworth in Arden, not to be confused with the capital of Mercia, Tamworth, Tan with an N, Tamworth in Arden. And I can tell you that this is an Anglo-Saxon name. It was obviously an Anglo-Saxon thought, because it actually translates to Fainsworth. The village actually means Fainsworth, so Fains meaning that's the word. Fains is actually in our laird name. And it means folk, so folks. It was a folk, and which means it was a borough of the folk, and I'm really honoured to work in. It's still a nice little lonely village today, and it's a beautiful place, and it's got a lot going on for the festive time, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what's on in that little village. As I'm after during the festive period, and while I'm working, it should be quite nice down there. It's a beautiful place, and I'm honoured to have the golden platter opportunity from Scott and Ali, my boss, my friend, whose wife is my manager. It's very kind of them to offer me this golden platter opportunity, which I've took with pride. And it's much calmer. It's also, I'm not gonna lie, it's a pay rise as well. It's what I need. It's exactly what I needed. And thank you to my father, my dad as well, who agreed to be able to, because without him being able to do the travel, I couldn't have took this job on. So I'm really, really thankful that he's allowed me to do that, and it's going really, really well. And the support from my kitchen colleagues is fantastic as well. When there's little bits that I do struggle with, it's really, really good, and I like it. And I'm hoping, touch wood, it'll only get better. It will always get better and better. I've been given the solstice off, the modern solstice, the 21st, and I've been given the 25th and 26th off to be with my family, because I do have Christian members in my family that wish to be with me, and the rest of my family do the gift exchanging on the Christian dates. But I got the modern solstice 21st off as well. However, we do in our layout go by the full moon. in Friends of Fancy, then we give them the full moon for our well, the nearest Saturday to the full moon, which is the 10th, which is perfect because I get Saturdays off. And that's... Oh, I'll have to turn that down, that's down the bard. Oh, it'll have me for copyright with that, so I'm going to have to suddenly turn that off. But I'll start that first song again. But anyway, oh, the much I'd love to play it, I know I'll get took down for the copyright stupidity, so I won't play that. But anyway, back to it. Yes, I've got the stuff I need off to worship religiously with Friends of Fancy there, my laird, my halfsman. Basically, I've been given, basically, it's the first time my mum's going to get the festive time off as well. It's the first time in years we'll all be off together. And my boss has also blessed me with these dates off, so I'm very grateful. And you know, under agreement that I work the modern New Year, which I've agreed to do both days, and the 24th, what the Christians know as Christmas Eve. Now, some people on the modern calendar link that to Mother's Night. Now, again, I think Mother's Night is a blot that should be done nearest the full moon, or if you're doing Yule, you mix them both together, or you find separate times during the thing to do them, or maybe more than it is on the solstice. There's a lot of debate about it. Some believe it to be the 24th, what is modernly known as Christmas Eve. But I will be linking my Kimblot to more than it and Yule, and then doing Yule with my halfsman in our grove. So this will be really good, and then we're going to have a half Yule feast after as well. Now tomorrow I'm actually having a Yule feast with my common friends, and a lot of my friends from football, and an ex-colleague I get on with very well from work. And I'm really looking forward to this. My partner will be and my brother will be joining us for this as well. And it's looking really good, and I'm really looking forward to this. So there's a lot to look forward to in the festive time of Yule, and if it all goes well, without any negativity, any illness, anything that could possibly cause negativity, it should be a really, really, really good festive time. And don't forget, in Anglican, in Anglo-Saxon, it's not just December, it goes on in January as well, because it's known as after Yule, which is the time modernly meaning after Yule. Now, after Yule, we believe is when Woden comes into it, and it's the time of the wild hunt. So I personally believe in modern aspects of what I've experienced. The Anglo-Saxon and the Celts, I think, adopted it as well after meeting them, probably when Hengist and Horsa come along. The modern tradition of wassailing in England was an Anglo-Saxon, another blot that we did. So there's after Yule, where with Finds of Fern Cedar, we honour the wild hunts, we honour Lord Wood in the Elfheader, and we also swear oaths to him to be taken throughout the wheel. And this has to be something very seriously taken, what you can stick to. This year I'll promise to be more steadfast idiots, really, when something doesn't seem right. You know, if I feel challenged, or I could challenge it, I'll challenge it. I feel I've really done that this year. People I've noticed of their true colours have come out more this wheel, because I've been more steadfast. And it's the promise I made to Woden. I can't go back on it. You know, until after Yule hits. Until that after Yule blot in January, I've got to stick to that vow, and then I've got to renew another oath to Woden on that festival in the new wheel. What now? Where does wassailing come into it? Now, thinking about it, I might be wrong, but my view of the tradition, you toast the trees, you feed them cider, you know. Trees are very sacred to the Irminsul, and to the gods. You feed the trees, and it's almost like you leave offerings to the Essia and the one here. Now the Celts obviously probably have their views of it, but to me it is an Anglo-Saxon blot, and it's most likely that they're like offerings you leave out for the wild hunt. So when Woden and the Well Hare, also modernly known as the Iron Heriar, come out through forests, your gardens, wherever you got a sacred tree, they can take these offerings, you know, they can feast on them during their travels through the 9 seven worlds, depending what you believe in your path. So, wassailing's very important. I think, I may be wrong, my uncle I think is hoping to do the wassailing tradition in January like we've done for years. The last few years since COVID, we've been doing it with our apple tree in the garden. Now they say it's mainly done on apple trees. The apple tree is linked to Endene, Adun, the goddess of youth that keeps the gods young, so that is most likely why they take the offerings from the apple tree, because the apple is Endene and is their element of youth, and it probably links to their aspects of keeping youthful when they take the offerings as well. Remember, the apples that have all fallen off the apple tree at this time when we do wassailing. So, you know, you toast the apple tree for good health. And it's almost like asking Endene in a way. You know, the gods go to her for youth, which is also a form of good wealth. And it's like we ask the gods for that. And they go and take the offerings. And this all, I'm sure, goes back to Endene. And it's probably most likely all linked to that. That would be my aspect of this blotting tradition anyway. And of course we swear our oaths to Woden, which, you know, out in public, due to religious laws, we can have the blunt blade, as long as you know your laws, and it will be done in Kimblot as well in January. A lot of feasting, a lot of gift exchanging, and most importantly, family time. Kin is also very important at Gēola. That's why we have Morden night, because it's a time we can become close to the female mortal people that we love and help look after us and stick with us. Could even be your partner, it could be your mother or your grandmother. Morden is a very kinful and important time of year, or anyone that has helped raise or look after you, possibly. Even if it has to be a male entity. It's Morden is a very kinful, blessed time, as well as honouring the mother goddesses. It's very exciting times. Lots of times to have winter fires. On the 21st, the last 3 years, me and Reese, and I'm really considering doing it this year if the weather's good. Getting a fire going on the 21st at sundown in the garden. Me and Reese have done it the last 3 years and it's been beautiful. Maybe sit there with a cup of mead, a few ales, whatever, and just enjoy the sacred time. It's really nice that you know, it's a lovely time of year. I love it. It's very exciting. It's a blessed time of year, and it's had a heavy, even with Christianity, the Eastern, whatever you call it, ways trying to take it out with their faith. It's still survived to this day, and we've got to keep, we as Anglican, as Layards, as Horsemen, it's our duty, especially as laymen, to keep this going, to keep it alive, and that's what the gods, that's what the Weird Sisters have weaved the webs for us to do, and hopefully will keep us doing forever until the Normans cut the thread, or the Weird Sisters cut the thread, and Fleet decides that's enough for them, and until the Valkyrie come and take us to wherever we're due to go next. So yes, Yule is a lovely time. It's very cold, the weather can vary, very bad depending on how harsh winter wishes to be. The Celts have their tradition, they've got the Caliac, their winter goddess, you name them, but I'm not going too much because this is the Anglo-Saxon and Germanic side of it. However, I will recommend you now, if you want good brythonic Celtic knowledge on this time of year, I'm going to recommend it. He's kin, he's family, so I'm going to give this a shout out because it's his time. It's an exciting time of year for him as well. He's going to be doing lots as well. It's a very sacred time for him, for the Celts as well, for the brythonic. Look up Pete Casterton. Look up the Free Druid School if you want more brythonic mythology. Now, the Free Druid School, it's based on the how do you pronounce it? Is it the Deboni tribe, which were the Celts that lived local amongst the Mercia and Arasata, and they became civilised as part of the Arasata. They become civilised as part of the Arasata after the Mercia and Arasata Laird took over. But they were the Deboni, well, they know it as tribe or clan. We call them Lairds. So when the Arasata Laird come, they were eventually, the ones that weren't wealthy enough to retreat to Wales. They stayed and they lived under the Anglo-Saxon law. And the Deboni that was still here become part of the Arasata. And my uncle talks a lot of the Arasata as well from a brythonic point of view. So the Free Druid School, or I think it's the Arasata Free Druid School it might be under. He spells it without the connected A, Anglo-Saxon AE. So he spells it Arasata Free Druid School, and look up Pete Casterton for brythonic Celtic. So if you want to learn more brythonic Celtic, go to him. I thought I'd get that out there because he done a nice video today. I watched that and I thought I'd, help support him a bit. But very exciting times. I'm an Anglican by blood, Arasatian, but I am Anglican. I am Anglican, and I'm also Mercian, and I am of a Klingus half. I am a Fain's Fernsida, and I'm proud of it. And I look forward to these exciting times, starting with the lovely feast of my allies, my partner and my brother tomorrow. It will be lovely, and hopefully everything goes well. And we have a lovely Yule this year, and a good new wheel as well. So yeah, I will be live on Saturday, with the kin blot for Yule. Me and Reese will be here. We'll be well Reese as well, but I will definitely be on. And it will be nice. I shall set up 3 die before work. I shall get everything packed and get down there, and it'll be lovely. And yes, I'm even thinking about doing the lamb blessing and the sprinkling the mead blessing. What would in our forebears be the blood when we flick and bless the participants, which will be my brother and myself. I will do that with Holly for Gēola as well. I will get the end of the branch, and saying that, I might sit to the Yule tree, but I'll decide that on the day. These are very exciting times, and I hope it goes well for everybody and you all enjoy this blessed time, and that you're all safe and happy, and enjoy it, but remember to be safe and sensible. Wasfuhal, drink ale, as our forebears did, so shall we. May we have the honour to be, the wisdom to know, and the knowledge to care. Wasfuhal, everybody, drink ale. Bye bye for now. I'm Orman Rich Nicholson, and Lairdman, proud Lairdman of Fain's Fernsida. Bye for now, everybody. And also descendants of the Arasatian blood, local to this area as well, may I add. Bye for now. See you later, everyone.